you saw the trend, right, of fitness moving to the home. Everyone was like, this is really convenient. I can kind of quickly get my workout in and then go on with the rest of my day. And I can actually make sure that it happens because it's happening from the comfort of my home.
Exactly. Like this interview, right? I mean, look at us. I'm wearing slippers under here. I got pants on today.
You are ahead of me because I'm just barefoot. I don't even have anything on my feet.
Hello everyone, I'm Natalie from Natalie's Outlet, a YouTube lifestyle content creator. I like to say I'm kind of like a self-inflicted Truman Show because I intentionally broadcast my life to over 10 million people. 1.2 billion people have viewed my videos on YouTube, and I hope to continue to be a creative and positive outlet for everyone.
Hi, I'm Dara Treseder. I'm the SVP and Head of Global Marketing and Communications at Peloton. Before Peloton, I was the Chief Marketing and Communications Officer at Carbon, a 3D printing company. And before that, I was the Chief Marketing Officer of GE Business Innovations and GE Ventures at General Electric.
I am such a huge Peloton fan. I actually was really inspired to jump on Peloton through quarantine because Homegirl gained the quarantine 15.
You're not alone. I just want you to know that.
Yeah. So super excited to be here and learn a little bit more about Peloton and just its future. I'm curious, what is Peloton's most difficult business challenge right now?
As we scale and grow, right, continuing to make sure that we're putting our community first, right? And we're continuing to deliver an exceptional experience, that we want to make the world a better place and we want to improve our lives, right? And that commitment to those values, that commitment to justice, to equality, to community, that unites us. We can all come together and say, how do we make this a better place by improving each other's lives? And that's what we do at Peloton. We're one Peloton. Everything we do at Peloton is focused on one thing: improving the lives of our members. That's it.
I love that. I think I'm going to take that same mission statement into Natalie's Outlet. Your community is growing so much, right? So your Peloton's audience is at over 5 million users.
Yeah, over 5 million members. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. So how do you approach your marketing strategy and kind of mix in that growing audience? And are there any challenges involved in that?
Yeah, I think for us, it's about making sure that everybody who joins the community feels welcome. In marketing, there's, a little bit of marketing jargon, or maybe the only marketing jargon I'll hopefully say in this wonderful conversation.
Tell me.
It's like audience segmentation, Like I need to speak to you in a way that's going to resonate with you. And I think the wonderful thing about our communities, yes, there's this big community, but there's so many smaller communities within the larger community. And so we really work to make sure we're not only speaking to the big, broad Peloton community, but that we are speaking to the communities that we serve in the voice, with the language, in a way that resonates with them. How do you think about community, not just with your audience, but even with your fellow creators as well? And how does that, how does that influence, right, what you do, how you show up on Natalie's Outlet?
First of all, I love when you spoke about audience segmentation. Is that what you said? I'm going to look into that after. I know you said it's like marketing stuff, but it seems really interesting because, I have an audience of combined almost 10 million. And so
amazing.
But let me tell you, it's actually for me very hard to balance that relatability, personability, and like speaking to each person, almost like segmenting them, as you were saying. So it's been one of the toughest parts of my business. I used to really focus on virality versus community. So I used to garner like 20, 40, 60 million views per video. But it wasn't focused, right? So it's kind of like marketing, as you were saying. It's like if you're trying to speak to everyone, you're speaking to who? To no one, right? And so I found that to be very true. So in the past 2 years, I've actually refocused my content to be less idea-based, which is like more virality, to more personality-based. There was a time where I was doing a lot of back-to-school content, and I was like, wait a second, girl, you ain't in school. What's going on? I was like, why am I doing this? And so I felt like I love the content, but I was like, I can't connect to these people anymore. I'm at a different stage. I'm married. I'm a little older. I'm buying a house. Like there's just different things that I should allow myself to explore. I know that many brands right now, they're really trying to be inclusive. They're talking the talk without actually walking the walk. And I've heard a lot about the Peloton Pledge, which I'd love for you to just dig into it a little bit more. What is it and why does it matter to you?
I love talking about this so much because it was a huge factor in why I decided to join Peloton. The Peloton Pledge was basically something that, the Peloton leadership team said, you know what? How are we going to become anti-racist, right? Systemic racism exists. And in order to deal with this, we actually have to do the work to become anti-racist. And that was inspiring to me. Because you kind of saw a lot of brands doing performative allyship, which is, okay, I'm going to post a little black square on Twitter. And okay, you can do that. But what are you actually doing to make a difference in your sphere of influence? And it was inspiring to me to see a company willing to say, you know what? We haven't always got this right? We're going to commit to doing the work to getting this right. At this executive level, you don't see a lot of Black women at this level. I remember when I was starting out my career, I was looking for Black women in senior leadership positions. And I remember at the time, there was only one Black woman that I could point to who had been the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, and it was Ursula Burns. Now we have three. We have Rose Broett and Sandra Duckett, but three is still, it's kind of not enough.
I know we have to keep paving the way, leading the next generation, right? When we see ourselves in our leaders, we are more, it's almost like yes, I can do it too,
Yeah.
But I told
what we can't see.
Exactly. I love that. Ooh, I'm gonna write that down. That's a good one. But no, I 100% agree with you because I think that, it's never been more true in this digital world. Like it's literally at our fingertips. We have the power to make change and good change. And for instance, like one of my favorite channels on YouTube, Mark Rober, he spoke recently about his son's autism and he shed a lot of light on that. And through the power of YouTube, he was actually able to, with the community, to raise $3.2 million. So there's power in community. Sometimes when I see certain issues, I feel very small, but sometimes even like the smallest of things, kind of like what you were saying, the smallest of things can make the biggest difference. Even seeing yourself within other women who are CMOs, who are also diverse and different.
One of the things I love about you, Natalie, is you celebrate what's real. And I think that that's something that is so key, right? You find what's real, you celebrate it, and you're not afraid to kind of evolve and grow. I mean, I was like taking notes when you said virality, right? And community is about personality and real personal connections. And I think that is such a profound articulation. But Natalie, I'm curious because I know that you've had such an incredible journey. I mean, I'm inspired by you, right? You kind of started out, no, it's true. Because you started out on YouTube when you were younger and you've grown and you've evolved so much. And like, I'm inspired by, the teenager that you were when you started and the woman that you've become. So you are the guru. So I want to learn from you, right? How do you manage and engage in an audience that keeps coming back over and over again? Like, tell me, what's your secret sauce?
Anything that I create, I always like to see it as how is it valuable for my viewer? So for instance, I like to kind of take that big sister approach. I almost have to like dissect everything I've done naturally, if that makes sense. Like I feel that, yes, a lot of it was strategic in my growth, but a lot of it also just came naturally through reading people's comments through, I went on a 22 city tour around the United States, literally in a month. So I was in every city. It's all a blur to me, but I got to visually see the people that watch my content. That was huge for me. That made me realize, okay, my person dresses like this. She's kind of artsy. She likes to paint her nails, and so then I started incorporating a little bit of that into my channel as well. Finding shaving hacks. Like, how do you shave as a hairy Latina girl? Of course, I always tell people, I'm like, it is a choice. You don't have to shave. I'm also all for all the hair. But here are some of the tips that I've learned with my hair, everything. So that's, just like kind of evolving in that way and making your community a part of your business and your strategy, if you will. It is a business, but it's not product based, unless you actually have like a product that you're selling. It is, you are the product in a way. And so I always like to just make sure that I am not manufacturing this thing that just isn't real to me, or that I just can't keep up with, because I think that's really exhausting. So showing that you care, I think people share what they care about.
I love that. People share what they care about. It's really hard as a content creator to continue to thrive and grow and remain relevant, even as you grow and as you change. So Natalie, we recently, as I'm sure you know as a Peloton member, right? We recently got our first Spanish speaking instructor. And I was so excited to take a Spanish class, and it made me think of you. You launched a Spanish language channel. I'm curious about, why you did that and what you learned from doing that.
Okay, yes. First of all, love the Spanish classes. Love all the music, the cumbia, the salsa, the bachata, a little bit everything. It gets me going. Love it. So my family is actually Colombian. And so they would watch my English channel and not understand anything. And they would be sharing it with like all the tias, all the tios, and like everyone would understand. And so my aunts were the ones that actually encouraged me to launch my Spanish channel. The Hispanic market is so invested. They're incredible. Some of the top creators are Latinos and Brazilians. And I will say it's not easy, because it's like another additional thing to my roster of to-do list for the day.
Not like you don't have enough to do. Yeah, but
exactly.
It's so great. Thank you so much for making time to connect with me. Thank you for opening up and sharing your stories. I mean, honestly, like when you talked a lot about not things being manufactured, but things being authentic, like I'm going to take that with me. And I'm going to be talking about that with my marketing team and my creative team. Like, hey, let's not overproduce. Let's not over manufacture. Just thank you so much for being you. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with me. I also am leaving with a lot of nuggets, Natalie's Outlet gold nuggets of wisdom. We're here first, and I'm going to be taking that with me. A huge thank you to you.
Thank you, Dara.
How do we do that? Do we just do a screenshot or?
Oh, I'm taking it with my phone. So
wow. Okay.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.